Have you ever wondered how narcissism affects friendships? This question piques our curiosity as we embark on a journey to understand the complex world of narcissism. Narcissism, a personality disorder characterized by an inflated sense of self-importance, a deep need for excessive attention and admiration, and a lack of empathy for others, can have a profound impact on relationships. When this disorder infiltrates friendships, it can lead to a toxic dynamic that is often challenging to navigate. Imagine a friend who constantly seeks the spotlight, disregards your feelings, and manipulates situations to their advantage. This is the reality of being friends with a narcissist. The traits of narcissism can make maintaining a balanced, healthy friendship exceedingly difficult. It's a relationship where one party is always giving and the other is constantly taking, creating an imbalance that can lead to emotional exhaustion. So, let's delve deeper and examine the real-life case studies to better understand the pitfalls of being friends with a narcissist. Meet John, an individual who is friends with a covert narcissist. John's story is not uncommon, yet it's filled with subtle signs of narcissism he initially missed. John met his friend, let's call him Alex, at a local book club. Alex was charming, eloquent, and seemingly empathetic. He was the kind of person who could light up a room just by walking in. John was drawn to his charisma, and they quickly became friends. However, as their friendship deepened, John started noticing certain peculiarities. Alex was always the hero of his own stories, and he rarely showed genuine interest in John's life or experiences. His conversations were often lopsided, gravitating towards his own achievements and interests. Despite these signs, John brushed off his concerns, attributing Alex's behavior to his vibrant personality. But the emotional turmoil had just begun. Alex had a knack for turning situations around to make himself the victim, subtly manipulating John to feel guilty or indebted. John found himself constantly second-guessing his actions, fearing they might upset Alex. His self-esteem began to dwindle. Alex's constant need for admiration and validation started to drain John emotionally. He felt as if he was walking on eggshells, always trying to please Alex, yet never quite measuring up. It's essential to note that narcissists like Alex are not always overtly arrogant or self-absorbed. They can be charming, charismatic, and seemingly caring, making their narcissistic tendencies difficult to spot. This is particularly true in the case of covert narcissists. They are masters of disguise, hiding their true nature behind a facade of charisma and empathy. Gradually, John realized the toxicity of his friendship with Alex. He recognized the toll it was taking on his mental health. He decided to distance himself, a decision that led to a series of manipulative guilt trips from Alex. But John stood his ground, choosing his emotional well-being over the manipulative friendship. John's story illustrates the deceptive nature of covert narcissism, which often goes unnoticed until it's too late. As we delve deeper into the topic, we'll uncover more about overt narcissism and the aftermath of narcissistic friendships. Now let's consider Lisa's experience with an overt narcissist. Lisa had a friend, we'll call him Mark. From the outside looking in, Mark appeared to be the life of the party. He was charming, confident, and seemed to always be at the center of attention. But as Lisa got to know him better, she began to notice some unsettling behaviors. Mark was excessively preoccupied with his own importance. He constantly sought admiration and validation, often at the expense of others. His conversations were dominated by his achievements, his desires, and his grand plans. It seemed like Mark was always on a stage, performing for an adoring audience, an audience he expected Lisa to be a part of. But here's the thing, this wasn't a two-way street. Mark rarely showed interest in Lisa's life. When she shared her ideas or achievements, he would often dismiss them or shift the focus back to himself. This made Lisa feel insignificant and unheard. Mark's need for constant admiration also meant that he was overly sensitive to criticism. Even the most harmless suggestions would be met with defensiveness or outright hostility. This created a no-win situation for Lisa. If she catered to Mark's ego, she felt like she was losing herself. But if she stood up for herself, she risked Mark's wrath. This constant push and pull took a toll on Lisa's self-esteem and mental health. She began to question her worth and her ability to form healthy relationships. She felt drained, both emotionally and mentally, and found herself walking on eggshells around Mark. Overt narcissists like Mark can be incredibly damaging to those around them. They create an environment where their needs and desires take precedence, often at the expense of others. They demand constant attention and admiration, leaving little room for the needs and feelings of their friends. Lisa's experience underscores the damaging effects of overt narcissism on friendships. Remember, a healthy friendship should be a two-way street, a balance of give and take. If you find yourself in a friendship where you're constantly giving and rarely receiving, it might be time to reassess. What happens when you end a friendship with a narcissist? It's a question that many of you might be grappling with. The aftermath of a narcissistic friendship can be a whirlwind of emotions. It's not uncommon to feel a sense of guilt and confusion. After all, the narcissist was once a friend, and it's human to feel conflicted when such relationships end. Yet, there's another side to this emotional turmoil that we don't talk about enough. The end of a narcissistic friendship can also be a time for personal growth and self-improvement. It's a chance to reflect on your experiences, understand your boundaries better, and learn how to assert them. You can use this period to reconnect with your own needs and desires, which might have been overlooked in the narcissistic relationship. So, while the aftermath can be challenging, it can also be a catalyst for self-discovery. The end of a narcissistic friendship can be the beginning of a journey towards self-discovery and healing. So, what have we learned about narcissistic friendships? Well, we've discovered that narcissism isn't just about having a big ego. It's a complex personality disorder with both overt and hidden traits. Narcissists often mask their insecurities with grandiosity and a lack of empathy, making it hard to spot them initially. We've also delved into the impact of being friends with a narcissist. It's a roller coaster ride of emotional highs and lows, with the narcissist always in the driver's seat. They frequently manipulate situations to their advantage, leaving you feeling drained and undervalued. The aftermath of ending such friendships can be just as challenging. You might experience feelings of guilt, confusion, and even grief. However, it's crucial to remember that walking away is often the healthiest choice. Understanding narcissism and its effects can help us build healthier friendships and protect our mental well-being. Remember, a true friend values your feelings and respects your boundaries.